I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Secretary of State Antony Blinken held a press conference with NATO Secretary General Jen Stoltenberg today. They answered questions about the war in Ukraine, as well as possible NATO expansion. Sweden and Finland, which have long remained neutral, requested to join the military alliance following Russia's invasion, though Turkey has expressed hesitancy to accept their applications. The U.S. maintains that both countries would be, quote, defense providers and hopes to negotiate their entry. Take a listen to the two leaders' comments.
On Finland and Sweden, I and my staff, we are in close contact, of course, with Turkey, an important NATO ally, and the two countries that have applied for NATO membership, Finland and Sweden. We have met with them, and I'm going to convene a meeting in a few days with senior officials, and then follow up to ensure that we make progress on the applications of Finland and Sweden to join NATO. My intention is to have this in place before the NATO summit. At the same time, I know that to make progress, we need 30 allies to agree. Finland and Sweden have made it clear that they are ready to sit down and to address the concerns expressed by Turkey. And all NATO allies are, of course, ready to sit down and address those concerns, including the threats posed to Turkey by PKK. And this is terrorist threats, which, of course, is something we are taking very seriously. We know that no other NATO ally have suffered more terrorist attacks than Turkey. And that Turkey is an important ally, not least because of its strategic geographic location bordering Iraq and Syria. They have been important in our fight against ISIS, and also a Black Sea country close to Russia. So all of this makes Turkey an important ally. When they raise concerns, of course, we sit down and we look into how we can find a united way forward.
We'll take a final question from Stefan Asperg of SVT Sweden.
Secretary Blinken, two questions. Specifically, what is the U.S. willing to do to facilitate the negotiations between Turkey, Sweden and Finland?
Were there two questions?
Please, go ahead.
I can only ask one at a time.
One at a time, okay. Thank you. You've heard from the Secretary General. Finland and Sweden are working directly with Turkey. NATO is supporting this effort. The Secretary General will bring the parties together. We very much support those efforts. There is a strong consensus within NATO broadly for the rapid accession of Sweden and Finland to the alliance. I remain very confident that that will happen, that we're going to move forward. As I've said before, this is a process, and in that process, if allies have concerns, they raise them, and then we deal with them. NATO is dealing with them, but in particular, concerns that Turkey has raised directly with Finland and Sweden are being addressed by the Finns and the Swedes with the assistance of NATO. We want to make sure that all allies have their security concerns taken into account, and that, of course, includes Turkey. But I'm confident this process will move forward.
Are U.S. willing to export fighter jets to Turkey, for instance, to ease up the situation?
These are separate questions. We have a long-standing and ongoing defense relationship with Turkey as a NATO ally, and as we have in the past, as we're doing now, as we will in the future, we'll continue to work through cases as they arise with regard to systems that Turkey seeks to acquire.
And Secretary Stoltenberg, how confident are you that Turkey will approve Sweden and Finland?
I'm confident that we will find a way forward, and I am confident because all allies agree that NATO enlargement has been a great success, helping to spread democracy, freedom across Europe for decades. Therefore, we need to sit down, as we always do when there are different views in NATO, and find a way to go forward together. So this is not the first time in NATO that some allies express concerns that there are some differences, some disagreements, but we have a long track record in NATO also to be able to overcome those differences and then agree on how to move forward.